Hi crafty friends! I'm back and showing you how I'm going to make an envelope here. I showed you these fun peephole cards last week and now I'm going to make some envelopes for them. So I have this envelope template that I've always used from Paper Source, and I mainly use the A2 size card. That's typically the card size I prefer. It has the sizing right on there for you. But I'm just going to go through and show you what you receive in the packet of these envelope templates. So we have the number 1 baby, which is super cute, and then the 4-bar envelope, and then an A6 size, which is pretty big, and then the square size, which is nice if you make any bigger type cards, and then the A7. So I'm just going to set those aside, and I wanted to show you guys how I make all of my envelopes for all of my cards, and here we go. So all I do, it's so simple. All I do is literally take my paper, I'm just using plain white here, and I just trace along the line of my envelope template. So I'm just going all the way around, just making sure I get all the edges, and there we go, just tracing, looks good. And then literally the next step is just to cut it. I got these really cute scissors. They're adhesive cutting scissors, and I have some from Fiskars as well that I'll link for you, so you can get a pair of those, which are nice for when you're cutting tape, any type of adhesive, and it doesn't stick to your scissors and make them all gummy. So I'm just carefully going along the lines here, and I'm just cutting right past that one corner. I always do those after, so this little triangle here, I'm just going to cut, go in, and then cut from the top, and it'll just cut that perfect little triangle out, and just pull it out. Looks good. And then right here, you could get a corner rounder, one of those corner rounder punches, but I don't have one of those. I've not really found one that I love yet, so I just always cut it myself. Plus, I enjoy cutting it myself, so I don't mind the process, but it's definitely something you can purchase if you're someone who's kind of a stickler for like the perfect rounded edges. And then also cutting out that other edge, so you can see here how mine's not perfect, so I'm going to go in, and it does bother me a bit, so I'm just going to try to trim it off, make sure it's as nice and rounded as I can. And then I also have this paper that I used on the inside of my card. The outside's pretty busy, so I wanted to use the blue paper that I used on the word elated. And now I'm just going through and erasing my pencil line just off the top here, because that's the only part you're going to see. Once the envelope's folded in, you don't have to worry about it. So this is going to be the front, and so this is going to be the inside, and I'm going to make a liner. And Paper Source also actually sells separate liners that you can use. But here I just wanted to show you, I just use my envelope template and I trace it and I cut it myself. But you can definitely get those. I'll also link the inside liner templates for you, because I'm sure it's a little bit easier. But here all I do is just trace it out like I did with the envelope, place it on my envelope on the inside, and then you can see the edges where, you know, it just needs to be cut a little bit more, and then I just trim just like that, and I kind of just eyeball it and I cut the bottom off, and that looks good to me. And then I find just kind of the spacing I want, and now I'm grabbing my cherry tape, and this is where you can use your adhesive scissors, but cherry tape's also really easy to rip, and I just always make sure I have the tape at the top and at the bottom there. And so putting that on nice and flat looks good. I'm just going to trim the side here, any imperfections you see. So the template does come with little creases where you can make score lines, but I just fold it in because it's easy once it's cut to kind of find the natural lines and then fold it. It kind of just wants to fold in those spots where you cut. So now I'm using the adhesive scissors here to cut my cherry tape in half. You can buy it thinner, but I'm just doing that for this part here, and I always put the tape right there at the bottom of the lip there, and then I fold it up, and that looks good. There's my envelope, there's the front, and I'm just going to trim the edges here. Any little, you know, edges you find, you can just trim up as you go. And then I always place my card inside the envelope before I fold it down, and that makes it a perfect straight edge once you fold it down, and then it fits perfect. And there you go. That's how you do it. It's that simple. Bye guys, thanks for watching.